Bowls Australia acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the land in which this stream is produced. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past and present.
Triples action here at the 2024 Australian Schools Championships, and it is Val Febo back with you for this clash between Victoria and Queensland. Joining me for the first time this week is Bill Cornells from Bowls Queensland. You've just been given a new role, Bill. Tell us all about it.
Well, that's right, Val. I've just started back in with Bowls Queensland. I've been lucky enough to pick up the new position that they've created as in the events, competitions and high performance manager.
Very well done. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you. No, looking forward to it.
And looking forward to this match between Victoria's Jacob Cartwright, Henry Boswood and Josh Leszczynski up against Thomas Brehmer, Todd Brain and Trent Brehmer. I believe the Brehmers are brothers.
Yes, they are.
And
yeah. Trent's the skip. He's the older brother, and young Tom's leading up there. So they are both accomplished bowlers coming through the ranks. So
certainly are. And speaking to Josh Leszczynski of Victoria, very small world, but he actually goes to the same school that I went to. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah, good Penley and Essendon Grammar School boy.
Oh, terrific. Yeah, so that is a small world there.
Yeah. So this is going to be a brilliant match, I think, and let's see what comes of it. So it's triples. 2 bowl triples, and we're playing to 16 ends in an hour and a half time limit. So the time that this one will finish is 2:30 p.m. local time.
Yeah, so it will be an interesting match up there, Val, because our triples boys, they had a tie in the first round. I'm not sure how the Vic boys went, but
we just had a tie in our second match here in the mixed pairs matches. So that was quite good. Chanel Shakouch making a 4 on the final end to tie it for New South Wales. Right. So we've had a pretty interesting morning, which has been exciting.
Yeah, the games have been very close. Some of them, looking across the board there, it's great to see the school children out playing, and obviously there is a few that has made ranks in state sides, but also coming through the schools program is terrific.
Has been absolutely sensational. And this tournament for you, Bill, sort of hitting the ground running in the new position. How have you found it so far? It's been a really good start, and it's good to see so many young kids playing and plying their trade in this wonderful sport of ours.
Well, it is. It's a great concept, and this is the first time Queensland is going to be involved in this school sports event, and it's an interesting concept. Obviously, you try to look at improving it where you can to make it very inclusive to everyone and to all abilities, of course. But it's good to see that they're starting off getting some sort of experience, and hopefully these kids will keep on going into their state bodies and making sides there along the way.
Yeah, we definitely hope so, and it's so good seeing them having this sort of experience as well, because these are tricky conditions. The wind is blowing an absolute gale, so
yes, it's
not easy.
Our number 2 team was under the dome here last game, and our boys were out. Our number 1 team were out on the out in the open there, and it was swirling around, and it was testing their mental attitude, what could say. So it was very difficult, but it's the same to everyone, and it's who can sort of handle those conditions the best at the time.
Exactly right. And, they're definitely not easy to handle, but if you can handle them, it's a big bonus. And we'll go into a lot of these players recently, a lot of these players and their records and who they are as this Queensland team.
Yeah, well, Trent's trying to just promote his own bowl, and he just missed that. Obviously, they're probably one down, I'm guessing.
Yep, one to the Vics to start proceedings, and that's a good start for them. So it was Jacob Cartwright in the end who his bowl ended up holding sway.
Yeah, well, he led up. That was his first bowl
Yep.
that he put down, and it stayed there for the whole length of end.
It's very rare that ends up happening.
Most definitely. Normally there is movement, and that's as a lead position player, and I've played many games in that position. You always get frustrated that, it's going away, and you hear so many people say that it's never there at the end, why get it close? But once
leading
you put
is so important.
Yeah, you put something close there, and the opposition's got to be playing weight, and if they miss, you score. So it's all about just building it for your team, obviously, helping them out and making the opposition waste shots.
Exactly right. And Jacob Cartwright from Kyabram, his favourite bowlers are Aaron Wilson and Chloe Stewart. Chloe is, she may be a Queenslander now, but her previous roots in Victoria, I think they've stayed true, and a lot of people still love her down there, and she's a great person. So there's not many better people to have as your idol than Chloe, and loves his golf. And Thomas Brehmer.
Yeah, young Tom there.
Been bowling for 3 years.
That's right. Yeah, he's been bowling for 3 years. He comes out of the Stretton College there, up at around the Alcester type area of the area in Brisbane.
Plays for Alcester.
Yeah, he plays for Alcester. It's on the he has listed there that he's won the state under 15 singles champion 2023, which is correct. And look, he shows a lot of passion. He was involved in our school's sports competition not that long ago, and I did a bit of live stream commentary there, and he's just really keen. You watch him on the green there, and he'll be waving his bowl in and that. He's just so passionate about it.
That's great.
And
his favourite bowlers.
Yeah, the favourite bowlers is Cohen Litfin and Glenn Pearce. So,
no surprise there.
Yeah, no surprise whatsoever.
Playing out of Alcester themselves. And Cohen Litfin also listed as Trent Brehmer's favourite bowler. So, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Cohen's does a bit of greenkeeping, or does the greenkeeping there, and he has been a mentor to them as well there, and they do look up to him, and involved at the club there, and very passionate Cohen is. So.
He sure is. You're 100% right, and what he's been able to do over the last 12 to 18 months, he's really entrenched himself as an emerging jackaroo, making the AO final and pushing the one and only Aaron Sheriff all the way.
That's right, and I did see that game on the stream, and Cohen did everything. He had the game there, and Aaron still had a bowl to come.
Yep.
So, but Cohen did everything possible, and
he couldn't have played a more perfect final end there. Really, he had one on straight away. Omar cleared it to put the jack to the tee. He put one on, two behind,
yes,
and Aaron Sheriff had to draw a resting toucher to win it, and did.
Yeah. It's it was a high standard game, and they're both quality players, and I've been fortunate enough to have Cohen coming through the junior ranks there in Queensland many years ago when I was doing the coaching. So I know what he's can do and what he likes to do. So it just looks like Todd has drawn the shot there for Queensland, so we're holding at least one there, I'm guessing.
Just getting rocked up, so be interesting to see how this ends up. as Trent Brehmer walks down for his first. Gives a little shucker.
Yep. No, he's very passionate about his bowls too, Trent. So
I think the team Queensland has brought as well. I think having the Garricks here, Riley and Lacey, is so big. Riley's such a, he could be anything in this sport, the way that he plays his game and, AO junior title.
Yeah, that's right. And Riley is a quality player, and he'll be in years to come without saying anything outside the realm of it all, but he'd be one of those ones pushing for open selection in years to come there. So.
So Jack spilled out. Let's see what Trent can do.
Yeah, well, it looks like, from my perspective anyway, that Queensland's holding a couple of shots there.
Can it be another one? 2 to Queensland. They are on the board as Peter Williams sits back down, club support manager here in Victoria. Peter, you've come out and the wind has just started blowing. Maybe you should go back inside.
Oh, well, I don't mind going back inside because I was waiting for lunch and it didn't arrive, so I've just rushed out here now. And they're going to bring my lunch out later on. So what are we at the moment? First end.
Second end.
Second end.
Second end, Peter. Victoria was scored on 1 on the first end and Queensland picked up 2. Young Thomas is on the mat there, playing his backhand, going away from the club.
Still trying conditions with this wind?
Yes, most definitely. Very, very trying. I was saying there earlier to Val, the teams out on the open ed was struggling a little bit in the sense there that it was trying to get into their minds. Very difficult conditions. Anyone, even open age people, would have a bit of trouble.
You're not kidding.
So young Tom's down on the backhand again, trying to just pass his first bowl, which is just about a metre. He's landed it and pushed it up to about jack high. So that's holding 2 there at the present stage.
Yeah, that's a good start.
So, Bill, you have been there and done that in this sport. You've won a Com Games gold medal and World Championships medals. What are some of the things that you imparting to these youngsters in terms of wisdom and experience before an event like this? What are you saying to them and how are you getting them revved up?
Well, it comes down to talking to them as a team, working together as a team. If someone is struggling a little bit, the others have got to get around that person. So it's more about a consistency level across the board. But at the same time, if you play a bowl, wherever it finishes, you can't change that. It's more about playing in the present, playing that bowl that's in your hand. You can't control what the opposition's going to do. You can only control what you do. So it's basically telling the girls and the boys there, support each other. Basically, that bowl in your hand, do the best you can. If in these conditions, don't expect to get on top of the jack. Give yourself a little bit more of an area to get into, so it's no pressure on you when you're actually playing. So it's more about that bowl in your hand is playing in the present.
So I'm going to take you up on that advice, and this is going to make me a Com Games champion as well, hopefully.
So I think the Vics were a little bit lucky there, and they might have just scored shot with that bowl in front.
Well, obviously, yeah, Todd's just playing a little bit of weight to it. So I dare say you're right there, Peter.
So Henry Boswood on the mat here. It's just wonderful to see so many people that have been bowling for too long. Some of them have been 6 weeks, some of them have been 6 years, but They're all brought together by this event, and we're trying to get rid of this stigma that bowls is a sport for people that have retired from work and are looking for something to do. This is a sport for everyone, as we have said all day, all ages, all abilities. It is the most welcoming and inclusive sport on this planet, and the sooner more people realise that, the better.
Yeah, most definitely, Val. And I can remember back many years ago, and it used to be that it was a sport for older people could play, you know, like you just said about retiring. Now it's a sport that that the younger people can enjoy as well, but also play against the older generation, play with your grandparents, play with your parents. It's something there very inclusive, and now with the open competitions and things like that, so you can play with your mum and that, so you can get the whole families involved. So it's one of those sports there that it's not just a stereotype to the older generation. Now it's younger people coming through as well, so which is fantastic.
And the fact that schools, you know, these kids are playing at school, it's absolutely brilliant. It's just so awesome to see the passion that's coming out from these players, and the competitive juices are flowing, that is for sure.
Oh yeah, they're you know, you see them, they're having fun on the green. That when they're actually there to play a bowl and so forth, their competitive nature's coming out totally.
Yeah, I think that's what makes our sport so unique, is the cross-section of ages that can play it, the you know, the all abilities that we're now getting from everywhere. I mean, I'm heading to Stall, you know, later on today, and we've got 70 all abilities playing tomorrow in a regional championship, which is
sensational.
Fantastic.
It is. That is sensational.
So here is Josh Leszczynski.
Yeah, well, I'd say he might be playing a little bit of weight, because Trent come down with his bowl and just rubbed off Henry's, is it? The second there, rubbed off his bowl and just fell around it for shot. So I dare say he'll be playing a little bit of weight.
Well called, and he's got it.
He's got it too, yeah.
Brilliantly done.
Lovely bowl.
Yeah, very nice.
And that is 2 for Victoria. So going 1 down there, 1 ahead again. 3-2 after 3. We're playing 16 ends here, an hour and a half time limit. 3-2 after 3 in favour of Victoria. Josh Leszczynski, as I said before on the first stream, is a good Penley and Essendon Grammar School boy.
Here we go.
Look, I've got school pride. Never thought I would commentate someone that went to the school. You know, it's all nice. Obviously, he's there a lot later than I was. I finished up in 2013, so things have changed. But he's in year 11 at the Larkin Centre there. State-of-the-art facility at Pegs. Nice little finisher there from Jacob Cartwright from Kyabram. All 3 of these Queenslanders from Algester. What a great club that is. And as we alluded to before, some great people at the club.
Young Thomas has just played a nice bowl there on the forehand. He's just finished probably roughly about 12 inches behind, or 30 centimetres. So that was a good shot from there to put the pressure back onto the Victorian boys, back onto...
Certainly the start you want.
Yes.
Let's see if you can replicate that shot.
Yeah, well, Tom, knowing what he wants to do, he's very passionate about it. He'd be trying to do it, so...
And he's very close.
Yeah, no, as they call it up in Queensland, that's a good set that he's put down. So they come up with all different names there now, and groupings of their bowls and so forth. So Henry's coming down on the forehand as well, just trying to there. Just a touch too heavy. But gave his bowl a chance, Peter.
I think they're bringing my food down the stairs at the moment. I'll just quickly go grab something.
Peter's got his priorities sorted, it seems. Oh, wow.
So Todd's played his backhand there and just dropped a little bit short, so it's going to be forcing Henry out onto his forehand side again. And just Bell watching all these kids across the greens playing their techniques are they are terrific. The way that their coaches have been involved, obviously, and their mentors there and helping them with their deliveries. They have quite astounding delivery styles. So that'll only help them better in their journey along in the sport.
100%. So Henry Boswood, also from Kyabram, plays for Kyabram and Port Melbourne in the Goulburn Valley, about 35 kilometres from Echuca, so not too far from where we have the Bowls Premier League February edition in Moama. And 16 years old, played footy this year for Tongala.
Oh, Tongala, did he?
Yep. So he's knows how to rough people around a little bit, I would say.
Kyabram's one of the clubs in the Goulburn Valley area, or Goulburn Valley district of Bowls. Been an ex-Victorian myself,
yep.
So I do know some of the areas around.
Whereabouts are you from in Vic originally?
I'm from Numurkah.
Ah, right.
Yeah, so I'm down in that area there, so the Tongalas, Kyabrams and all that, and Moama's not all that far away. I used to be the Bowls administrator there at Moama many years ago. So.
Brilliant club at Moama.
It is, yes.
And now Paradise Point, I believe?
Paradise Point. Yep. I was the Bowls manager there for close on 4 years,
yep.
And I was playing out of there. So, but I haven't had the opportunity to play too much of late.
Fair enough with the new role, yeah.
So there's been quite a few things on the go at the present stage, and we just played a test series against Victoria in the open sides there at Tweed Heads, getting ready for the Nationals
coming up
before coming down here to Geelong.
Yeah, Nationals very, very close. 3 weeks away from getting underway, and it's been a massive year for Paradise Point as a club because you host the AO every year, but World Bowls Championships 2023. How big was that for the club?
That was massive for the club. Being a host for World Bowls, it was just extremely wonderful. The members got the chance to see all these international players coming there and playing, and we actually had Scotland there playing at one stage, and they had a big following. So don't worry, they were making our members telling them all about their sport and the way how passionate they are supporting their teams. But it was just fabulous to see the international players, and then the newer countries playing, as in Turkey, that as well. We had them in some of the practice days. But with World Bowls, it was just terrific seeing the different styles, how they play and that, and getting everyone involved. And
for sure.
And the members, it sort of enlightened them a little bit more on that it's just not one setup over here in Australia, but it's also the different styles of games and that the way they play. So
yeah, it was an amazing tournament, seeing 44 nations converge on the Gold Coast, and it was a great fortnight, and one that I'll never forget in a hurry, especially after some of the storylines from that tournament, with Lindsay Clark finishing up as a world champion and Aaron Sheriff just becoming almost a bona fide legend of the sport, and Queensland going the right way about it here, scoring a 4 on the last end. They lead 6-3 after 4. 4 in 3 bowl pairs is very, very, very hard to get. But they're looking the goods so far.
Yeah, well, that first bowl that Tom put down, that last end there, sort of set the tone for the end, and he's put his first one down fairly close to it as well. He wasn't happy with that one, so he'd be disappointed with that. Looks like Jacob had to swing across to the backhand this time after playing his forehand because of where the bowl finished. But yeah, with World Bowls there, it's a massive job, and Andrew had a massive job, Andrew Howie, getting it all together and involving all the clubs as well.
He was absolutely magnificent. It was a well-earned rest the day after Worlds that he had, and could go and just enjoy himself and have some time with the family. Of course, his partner, Kelsey Cottrell, won a gold medal at the tournament.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So
they were both fairly busy.
Exactly.
Kelsey's still going.
Family.
Oh no, it's. I think Sienna and Ava, if they do take up the sport, I think they'll be pretty handy themselves. What has Henry Boswood got?
Yeah, he's coming in on the back end. Looks a good weighted bowl there. So that'll be another shot for sure.
Beautiful bowl.
How was your lunch, Peter?
Good, thanks. But, you have to think, who would they rather listen to, Bill or Peter? Bill, I think. So no big deal, really.
I know people be interested how your meal was, Peter, anyway.
No, I think Bill Cornell's is the star power here, and Peter and I are just along for the ride.
Exactly right. Yes, when I was involved in bowls years and years ago, Bill, I used to watch you with great admiration.
Oh, that's nice to hear, Peter. I was just today. I was just a bit of a plotter, and
plotter?
a bit of a plotter. But
you're a plotter that wins a Com Games gold medal.
Well, it wasn't just happened there that way. It took 12 or 13 years, a lot of time on the greens, and a lot of training, a lot of practice, and modifying, getting the head right around a lot of things. So it didn't just happen. So I class myself as a plotter because I had to put a lot of work in. I enjoyed it. It's just one of those guys there where you just keep going out there and working hard and developing your trade, basically.
Well, I certainly enjoyed watching you on the green back in the day, and I'd love to be able to call myself a plotter at some stage.
It was very nice and very fortunate to win the Commonwealth Games. You look at going into those competitions and build your way into it, and if you do all your processes and actually be that consistent all the way through, the results are going to come. And it was great playing with Wayne Turley and Mark Casey in that triple side there. And
that's a cracker of a bowl.
Was it cracker of a bowl from Trent? It's definitely the 2 down to 1 up. To play alongside them and being involved with them for a lot of times, training and putting the hard yards in, it was a great return. And those memories will always be with you, and they'll have always that part there where we've been part of a team to win a Commonwealth Games gold medal.
Did you go with the peroxide tips?
Well,
that year, because I know a few of them did.
Well, it was funny story when you talk about that. Cameron Cooters and Ian Schuback was the coach and assistant coach, and we'd made it through to the final. And Cam said, "Well, come on, we've got to go to the hairdressers. It's the normal tradition that you got to get the hair done in peroxide and blonde up, and really." I had no very fine hair as such. I get it cut short, and Case already had the blonde through and some greens there. And
Barry Lester didn't need an invite.
No, Barry didn't need an invite. But Turles as well, he was there. But the ironic thing was, we had a bit of a laugh about it and all and things, but it took your mind off the game, so you weren't playing the game before you actually did.
Yeah.
When this was all done, so It probably, in my opinion, it probably helped a lot, actually.
Good bowl.
That is a brilliant finish from Josh. Is that one, or is it one to Queensland?
One to
Well,
Queensland.
one
I
to
think.
Queensland.
Good effort.
Yeah, good effort there.
Only by a quarter of a bowl. It was a ripper bowl.
So Queensland did lose the jack, but ended up holding when it mattered. So they extended to a 7-3 lead after 5. They've been quite on the money. They were down 3-2 after 3, but 2 ends on the bounce. Sees them in a pretty good position. Really good to see so many passionate young bowlers on the greens here at the City of Geelong Bowls Club. About 10 minutes from Geelong Town Centre.
Yes, it's a nice little club, and obviously you got there's one green here under the dome, and another one out in the open there, and it's the same sort of domed area there as Pine Rivers.
Yes.
It looks very similar to that, so where they play the BPL as well.
And I tell you what, Bill and Peter, that tournament in November is going to be massive. Yeah. Absolutely massive. BPL 22 new teams, the opportunity for 6 more players to grace the rinks of a BPL, and my word are they good, including Paul Foster, Jamie Lee Warsnop, Jamie Walker, Nick Brett's making his debut.
I know, how good is it seeing Paul Foster come over?
It's unbelievable. Geelong have come out all guns blazing, I'll tell you that. They've got exciting. Disco and Paul Foster.
I know.
With Jamie Lee.
Yeah. Well, they're going in strong.
Same with Sydney Saints, bringing in Ben Twist, Dawn Heyman.
Yes. Australian squad players too,
yep.
So not going in light, but in those type of events there, you've got to have some quality players that can play those big shots when required.
They sure can. So, Todd Brain.
He's just landed on Thomas's bowl, so not saying too much, but the Queenslanders putting a little bit of pressure on the Vics here at the moment.
No, they certainly are. They are playing brilliantly. And again, results may not go your way at these events, but it's all about the experience and how you handle it.
Whoa.
It's the wind, how you handle the wind is also very important.
Yes, exactly.
Even from a media point of view, how do we handle the wind? How do our phones handle the wind? I'll just bring our monitor forward a little bit.
Better chance to grab it before it goes.
It almost went off in the last match. We were very close. So I'll never take a commentary box for granted ever again, guys.
Henry looks like he's playing down on the backhand. Just looking to turn Jacob's bowl up or just come past it and get onto the inside of Thomas's bowl.
He's done it very well here.
Yes.
Oh, just on the inside. On the outside, sorry.
Yeah.
Just missed out. Very good attempt.
Very good attempt. Has he cut it back to one shot, maybe?
Just have a look at it, but yeah, probably from this angle, probably saying one as the two skips make their way down.
Yeah, see, this will be another part of the game there where when something like that happens, you're talking about what shot. Depends on the information you want to give to your opposition. Sometimes you want to give the opposition the information that you're 2 down, trying to turn that tactical side of the mental process off that you're putting a bit of pressure on them through that, where really it doesn't mean anything, but there's some players, they like to try the tactical side of it. Trent's just played a good shot. He's trailed the jack a little bit, so that'll be 2 now.
You might see some weight here.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Peter. He'll be probably playing forehand down there on a bit of weight.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Skimmed everything. And that bowl of Jacob Cartwright is sitting there and was waiting in the wings. Let's have a look at the replay here as Josh sends this one down. So just skimmed that bowl, just skimmed the jack. It was like a little breeze just pushed it along the rink.
Straight over to Jacob's bowl.
Going for the bowl. Trent Brehmer. Can't quite get there. So this is to add in a second here for Josh Leszczynski. This is very, very important from a Victorian standpoint. Just to add in another one, get the margin back to 2. Because Queensland are trying to inflict some pain.
Oh, no.
Ooh. That was almost a disastrous result. But a 1 will do.
So margin is 2 now. 3, sorry. They just haven't changed that scoreboard down there. I should have been looking at the monitor with the score.
Yeah, Lockie's very, very quick with the monitor.
Does a good job.
He does, and unfortunately his good work will be off to Hobson's Bay City Council after this week, and he's leaving me.
He's leaving you? Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I'm dirty on him. But he will sorely be missed here at Bowls Australia, that is for sure.
So Jacob's just put the mat down a bit closer to the tee, rolled the jack about the same. So they're playing about 2 metres longer than the previous end, going back in that direction, away from the clubhouse. He's actually swapped over to the backhand side and played a reasonable good bowl. That's forced Thomas across onto his forehand side now. Heading in the right direction, just a little bit short too, so they're about the same distance away, roughly.
Yeah, we noticed in the last game, going in that direction, they do pull up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm guessing here by where the commentary area is and sort of feeling a little bit of the breeze, pushing up away from the club there. To finish your bowl in, there's a little bit more open, and so it could be a little bit more wind affected compared to going back down towards the clubhouse.
Lead battle has been so important. I feel like when Jacob Cartwright, there's a Jacob Brighton also in this Victorian lineup from Moama, but Jacob Cartwright, when he's got himself into each end, they've generally won at Victoria.
Yeah. 2 bowl triples, it's very important the leads to get on somewhere near it. Because it's a cutthroat game, you've got to get 1 bowl out of the 2 for every player somewhere doing something. And with 2 bowl triples, believe it or not, that it's not with the 4s. Obviously, you have 8 bowls on the rink. 2 bowl triples, you have the 6, and the 3 bowl pairs, you have 6. But it's 2 bowl triples. It's just that real sort of niche game there where you get your lead on early. A lot of times you do win the end. So we've got Henry playing down on the backhand there for Victoria.
This looks pretty good, this bowl.
It is well pointed and utilised. Jacob Cartwright's got in for the boss, as Barry Lester would call it. Were you at Barry Lester's 400th on the weekend, Bill?
I was the coach of the Queensland side, so I had to be there.
How was he? He would have been up and about, Barry?
Oh, Barry was up and about.
He was. It was a bit of a false start with the 400 because he thought it was happening at the Nationals last year, and it didn't.
Yeah,
he had the bowls ready as well.
He did. He's been using those bowls. There's the 400 on it, so no, it's
the most Barry thing to happen. We love him. He's so good for this sport, Barry Lester.
He was always up and about. I said a few words, and JR said a few words as well. And
good that he played it against Victoria.
Yeah, as it turned out. And I actually was representing Victoria when Barry did play his first game, and we got a bit of a laugh about it. So when Barry had a bit of a smile, I said, well, when he came in and started playing for Victoria, he hasn't changed. He's up and about. He was just been the same all the way along.
There's two men that I know that are extremely, extremely passionate about bowls, and they have loved it since their first role and will continue to love it. One is Clive Adams, the other is Barry Lester.
Yes, Clivey, yes, I know Clive from WA very well. So.
He absolutely adores this sport, and so does Barry Lester, and they're the people you need.
Yeah, you're mostly right. Yeah, everyone has their own different personalities in the sport, and you need those people around the sport there. And with the game evolving, obviously, you want the younger ones to come through and have their own style as well.
Yep, exactly right. You want characters, and you want people that are just going to be passionate and love the sport. And that's what we've got with Spades.
Yeah, well, with Barry's, Trent's in two minds here. No, he's right. It looks like he's going to be playing some sort of weight down on the backhand.
He is playing weight. What's he got?
Oh,
Almost
got it through there.
So it'll remain one to the VICs.
So your team did a bit of a job on us on the weekend, Bill.
Well, I wasn't going.
As we've had the wind absolutely torch our 45 cameras here. And you've just seen Locke go and pick them up.
Yeah, so that real big gust come through.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't going to really say that, Peter. It was a good hit out for both sides. It was a situation there that a lot of good bowls were played for both teams, and it was a hard-fought competition up there. And it was basically just given the opportunity for the teams to get a feel for the greens there before the Nationals playing.
No, you did very well. Made Victoria go back and have a rethink, I believe.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, like I said, the games were very tight. We were fortunate enough to be on the winning side of the scoreboard for each of the tests. So obviously, with a 3-0 result there, and the ladies was the same. But like I said, there was a lot of good bowls played throughout the event, and a lot of players did probably take a lot out of it as well, and the Victorians, like you said there, would be going away and thinking, well, this is only the series before the big event, and the big event's the Nationals. So what happens before then? It sort of is just a lead up to those competitions.
Beautiful lead bowling here from Queensland. Look at that.
Yeah, young Thomas.
Excellent.
Yeah, he played his first one very close, and now got that one there. So 2 good shots. Henry's playing down on the backhand now. It's dare say he'll be looking to arrive a little bit now. For Victoria, he'll be trying to recover the end a bit.
Take the jack. Oh, no. Good attempt.
Very close, but a good catching bowl there where
nice
he's finished. Yeah, so it gives something the Victoria to play to. Going back to Barry, you were saying 400 games there. We're very fortunate in the sport there. The Nationals, we have so many players there. Yep. Played a big number of games, and in playing Test match series for your state there over 20, 25 years to rake up that sort of amount of games. And as the years have gone by, probably you won't see that happen as often, but we've been fortunate enough. Barry's the fourth person to actually do that.
Play 400 overall.
Yeah, so
It's unbelievable.
Current Victorian player, Matty Flapper, he's played 400 games for Victoria, just for Victoria. Mark Jacobson's another one's played 400 there. Ray Toome from South Australia has played 400. Now Barry's come in and played, 370 for Victoria and 30 for Queensland. So he's done it over 2 states where, the other guys are all over 1 state. So, but it's a big milestone, obviously.
Oh, massive. To hit the 400 in anything is quite big, and that's a lot of hours spent out on the green. That's if you're playing 2.5 hour games, that is a hell of a lot of hours spent playing bowls, and that's not to mention AOs and all the other formats that he's played over the years. So it's quite impressive, and what a feat from Barry Lester. As we get a little change over here with Queensland holding sway currently. 7-5 is the score. We haven't really gone through that with all the wind and weather problems we've had over the last 10 minutes, but we've lost 2 charges today, so rest in peace. One of those was Locks. He says rest in pieces.
So he's going to attempt the...
So Josh...
metre on, just through the jack.
Josh is playing down that backhand there. He's just trying to do the same with what he was getting Henry, just to trail that jack through and just underweight. Just underweight. Exactly. So he's actually probably changed the head up to a bit better now result, because he can play either hand and still get a good result, but still probably best result would be down on his backhand. But he's got his bowl now to go through the jack if he's a little bit wide now too. So,
yep. Yes, it's certainly a lot better than it was.
Yeah. And when you have single bowl targets, it doesn't look very big, but you're looking there on if the people out there watching this live stream, you're looking, there's 1, 2, 3, the jack, which is classed as 4, and the other bowl. So it's about a 5 bowl wide target now. So playing to that head, you'd have the confidence to say, I'm going to change this head around.
Really rip a few out if you want.
Trent's coming down here, and
look, he's pushed it over. Back to
turned it up.
Not a bad spot there. But now they've got the tee here, Victoria, so I reckon Josh he'll fancy himself a chance to rip that out. But the problem is there's one left in the tank for Trent.
Yes. And I think trying to work out what Trent was doing, he was trying to turn Josh's bowl away from the head to take away that fatness off the head there, to make it a little bit more harder for him to get the shot. So it was a pretty good effort.
So it's just arriving weight here from Josh Leszczynski, and that's...
He's just pushed the Victorian bowl through the middle of
that. Could be a fortunate result for the Vics. Don't quite know. I'm still favouring one Queensland.
Yeah, Queensland just called one up.
Yeah, so Todd's called that one up. So Trent's just got to be a little bit careful. He doesn't want to play too much to get to it, because Vic's got those little catches behind. So he's played it very, very cautious. So
and I don't blame him.
A sensible bowl.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the Queenslanders needed, though. They lead 8-5 as we hit the halfway point of this match. We've got 40 minutes on the clock. So we've gone over halfway in terms of time. And we've gone halfway in terms of ends. 16 to be played. Queensland holding sway. That they've actually won the same amount of ends, but that big 4 for Queensland on N4 has been the difference, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to try and get those big multiples when you can. And
yeah, it's those, and they can be the difference in the games. You know, you share the ends. It's you work out the if you can pick up a multiple score and then share the rest of the ends, or keep things tight, where you're only doing those 1s and 2s, they're not going to hurt you. It's where you're doing those 4s or 5s there, they do hurt you in the long run. And obviously at the moment with the end shared, the difference is by 3, but it's just that one multiple score in the game there, or big multiple, that is the difference at the moment.
Jacob Cartwright.
Yeah, full bowl.
Yeah, he's good line. Probably just about approximately a metre behind the jack. So a handy first up bowl. Young Thomas didn't like that one there.
He was just urging that to hurry straight away, and
he probably knew when he released it that it just didn't feel the same as the one before. Jacob's coming down on the backhand again, just a little bit short too. Todd Brains down on the backhand there. He's looking to recover for Queensland. Bowl coming in.
got his line pretty much spot on. Falls over as well. Henry Boswood.
He's really concentrating. I'm just watching him, watching his bowl go down. He's really concentrating on that bowl there.
Yeah, nice bowl.
Yeah, no, good shot. Yep. That's why he was concentrating on it. He really liked it once he let it go.
So funny what you can tell from body language of some people. Some unflappable. We had Zane Block this morning. Same body language every bowl. You didn't know whether he liked it or hated it. And sometimes, you see with these young gentlemen here that you can tell whether they like it or whether they hate it.
Okay, we've got shot back to Queensland again now. They've got a bit of a shootout, these two.
Yeah, so they're having a good battle. So really in each position they're having a good battle.
Yeah, they are.
Thomas and Jacob and Todd and Henry. And Trent and Josh.
Ooh.
Only just
got the wrong side of the bowl.
Yep.
Inside bowl was what he was looking for.
So got one more session to go after this. That'll be a fours contest between New South Wales and South Australia. Very much looking forward to that. Get to see Jasmine Smith and Chanel Shakuch in action again on the live stream rig.
Yeah, that'll be a good matchup.
So this is a really pivotal end here because Queensland, they can start to take some of the ascendancy here if they can just have a good end, extend this lead. They had it at 7-3, sort of toed and froed a little bit since then. They can extend it to that 5 or 6 margin at some stage soon. It'll go a long way for them. But Josh Leszczynski,
Fired a very good shot.
it's a great home. And then any movement of that jack now could possibly, if Queensland can't do anything about it, could possibly make a 4.
That's correct, yeah. Down, same sort of shot there, down on the forehand, and moved the jack there because that's all their bowls there in the receiving side of it.
That is... hasn't quite gotten in the way, but it's a good finish.
Yeah, I think it's 2 to Queensland at the moment.
Yeah, well, that could be that little margin there. So it is a pivotal bowl there that's going to be coming up, you know, because if he can grab that jack there, make the 4, or even grab 1 or 2, brings it back.
Just needs to do this, much the same balls he did last time, but go on the inside rather than the outside, and then he'll be right. Oh, he's taken too much grass. Too much off.
So that'll be 2 to Queensland, and that's what I alluded to before. It's a really important couple of bowls coming up. Biggest lead of the game. They're up by 5, 10-5 after 9. Very impressive resolve from these 3 young Queenslanders.
Yeah, they had a tough battle there this morning playing against the New South Wales team. They had a tie, so they know when it's when the game's tied that what they got to do and dig deep.
Yeah, the Victorian skip just needs to put that behind him. Move forward.
But a lot of the times you see the younger ones and the juniors there that they have no fear. They have no fear, so...
So this Queensland side, so each state has 2 teams. So this Queensland side is, or the men or the boys side, is undefeated so far.
Yeah, so been on the master scoreboard.
Yep.
Lucky to get both games this morning, but our pairs at the moment, just looking across one rink across there, they're behind at the present stage. So the Vics have taken control there.
This is Victoria 2 versus Queensland 1. And they're the 2 top teams. Four sessions today, 4 tomorrow, and then the 2 final sessions on Friday morning, 9 a.m. That all starts. Finish around 12:30. Pick the All-Star team. All-Australian team.
He's a bit short as well. Everyone's going short. The wall is happening.
This one's not to keep the rabbits out, it's to keep the bowls out. But going straight through and ending up with a couple there.
Yeah, Todd's just landed on his own and pushed it up a little bit closer. Still a bit of room there for shot.
What can Henry do? Josh has his foot down. Say, aim it here.
Get up here, Henry.
It's like he's just running a fractionally quick.
Yeah, he's...
Right to the back. So the skips will come down. Pivotal end for Victoria now as they strive to get themselves back in this contest.
It's getting tough to get shot with all those balls out the front there.
Yeah, just looking at on the screen there, it gives the impression that it's a little bit wider. So you've got to just push that little bit extra to get the bowl to turn back, and that's where Henry probably would have come undone with it. So it's just more about having in that target area to get your bowl into.
This one's got blown away.
Yeah. So that's probably maybe forced Josh over onto his backhand even, because that'll be in his eye.
He's going to have to try and get through the gate of those 2 Queensland bowls.
Yeah, And when it's like that, those short bowls, you do have a tendency to actually play that little bit extra. Trent, can he improve the score? No, not at this stage. So it still looks like 2 to Queensland.
There's a massive bowl now coming up for Josh, because if he can't do anything, the 3 Ts of Queensland, Thomas, Todd and Trent, they are going to be very, very happy.
Oh, the body language.
Off it goes.
Unless, wow. That was very close. So still 2 to Queensland, and now that margin from being after 7 ends, just at 2 after 10 ends, that margin is at 7. And it's getting away from Victoria quickly. Queensland with their foot to the floor. 12-5.
Young Thomas have rolled the jack again. A little bit longer than what they've been playing, so just trying some tactical moves.
28 minutes of this contest to go, or 6 ends, including this, whichever comes first. All they have to do, as we alluded to in the last session, is get that jack rolled before the last end, and then you can play it.
So we've got Matteo up there talking to the skip, trying to psych him up to get this game moving towards Victoria's direction, because it is slipping away.
Jacobs played the backhand too. He's passed to Jack. Thomas will be looking to try and correct from his first bowl.
Yeah, if he lands between the jack and the last Victorian bowl, the skipper will be very happy. And he's done that.
Yep.
Perfect.
It's all about trying to put the pressure, transfer the pressure over onto the opposition now. Jacobs coming back with a pretty good reply.
He is. Very good reply.
That's what they need, and we said it before that when he's nailed the lead bowls, generally won the end. Let's see if that pattern continues, or if these 3 Queenslanders can wrestle things away and continue on their merry way. Because they have been superb.
Well, it's holding up nicely here.
Todd's just arrived. He's
very good effort there.
Nice weight just to give his bowl a bit of a chance there on the forehand. Henry's playing his backhand to try and get another one in there.
Good finish.
Yeah, good finish. It's not going to hurt there behind. From a Queensland coaching perspective there, I'm very pleased with the way the boys are hanging in there. And
yeah, they've been absolutely brilliant. This one's well pointed, but it's just going to drop short. Yeah, they've been magnificent, really. They were challenged. You know, they got that 7-3 lead, then it got to 7-5, but since then they've just had their foot to the throat and just finding their way through.
Yeah, they've just got to control the ends now, you know, not to do anything real silly, but if they're going to drop the end, be prepared to go one down. Don't be prepared to be multiples down.
And that's exactly right. think after this week I'm never going outside again. The wind has scarred me too much.
And let's see what he does here. He needs to remove that shot bowl without being silly.
Playing weight on the forehand, trying to chip it off.
Yep.
It's got to be close.
Oh, that is.
What a great ball.
That is a top shot from Trent Brehmer.
That is.
And,
Nice
well,
control weight.
that's got him 4 up now. Have a look at the replay. Trent Brehmer, that is absolutely supreme. Watch this. Bang. And got the other Victorian bowl out for good measure.
Yeah. Which then puts the pressure back on. And it's just not 1 down or 2 down, it's 4 down.
Yep.
So it's a lot harder to draw a shot when you're 4 down compared to being only 1 or 2 down.
And if I'm Trent, you're almost going after that bowl again.
Well, he saved a couple, the Victorian.
Yep.
So he's following it up, he's talking to it.
Just wants it to run. Is it going to get there?
He's got the run, but the wind's just...
pushed it away.
Pushed it away.
So,
And that's the elements you can't control.
no. It's unbelievable. We were saying in the last session how with bowls you wouldn't think that it's like footy or any of those other sports where the wind can be so controlling because the bowls are quite heavy. But when it's on the ground, it's exposed to the elements. Nothing, it's going to get pushed.
Look at this bowl.
Josh Leszczynski, yes, has he done it?
Has he done it?
It's close. Jacob Cartwright thinks it's 1. That's
One to Queensland.
no, 1 to Queensland.
One to Queensland.
He's cut it out. He's
Yeah. It was close, but
He cut 2 out the first bowl, 1 out the next.
13-5 is the buffer thanks to a bomb from Trent Brehmer from 2 down. They went. So
We've got
Josh-
a bit of discontent happening.
Josh Leszczynski goes, have you got a tape? And he says, yes. And he goes, can you please use it? Which is fair enough.
Yes, I think the skip would want to measure that rather than just giving it away.
Yeah, well, obviously he thought it was fairly close, Josh, so it's all right to have a look at it and sometimes to be clear in your mind and sometimes you have to do it for the skip. Just pull the tape out, measure, and then they're happy.
Yeah. You just need to know.
Thomas is down on his forehand again. Just passed, which is good.
2 good spots.
Yeah. Better off having your bowls behind the jack high than short of it. Percentage of the times there, the jacks are going to go back towards the ditch. Even though you don't say that the jacks don't rebound up the green, but very rarely.
Nice bowl.
Oh, it does happen, though.
Yes. I've seen it happen a few times and you just don't expect it, but it's all part of it. It does happen.
So, as we come around here, what has Todd Brain got?
Dead draws it.
Something good.
Yeah, good shot there from Todd. Once again, trying to transfer the pressure back over onto the opposition.
It's what they've done continuously here, Queensland. They've just been magnificent in the way that they've saved things, and you mentioned transferring that pressure. So important to be able to do, and it's what they've done so well.
Oh, he nearly snuck past. Queensland still holding 1.
Yeah, holding one, but it sort of looks like that Victoria could have the next 2 or 3. So Todd needs to get another one in there. Well, he's past Henry's bowl. But if they can, if Henry can just sort of lift the Queensland bowl out or land it with a couple extra.
Backhand through the Queensland bowl to sit for 3.
Yes, that's right.
Is the call. It's gone. The wind has taken it.
He probably had the weight, but he's just, the line there, whether it was the wind or he just picked the wrong naming line to get the bowl down. You were saying earlier there, Val, about the weather. You're going to sort of stay inside on that. Do you know what the forecast is tomorrow?
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. I thought you must have looked up and said it's going to be better.
No, I think it's going to be quite cold.
Oh, right. Okay.
What are we? What are we looking at? Melbourne forecast. Here we go. Or Geelong forecast, we should say.
He doesn't like it.
16 maximum tomorrow.
Oh, right. Okay.
80% chance of rain. 16 maximum on Friday. 60% chance of rain.
Well, that could be a challenging day for the teams out here playing at the city of Geelong in the.
It's definitely not Paradise Point in the middle of June, that's for sure.
No, that's right.
We've been very lucky the last couple of Australian Opens where there's been absolutely zero rain. There was one day during the World Champs last year at Mudgee Bar where we were, and the thunder came, the final end of the Australia v France men's triples. They'd come from behind, they'd fought so hard, got themselves into a winning position, had to be called off and couldn't finish the end, the Australians.
Oh,
and
really?
then came back out, ended up winning it again, and got the job done. Ended up going on and winning the tournament.
Winning the tournament. That had happened at Mudgee Bar.
Yes. So Queensland again. Taken in. I think that was a 2, I believe.
Correct.
Yep. So that was a 1 in the end, sorry.
Was it?
Yep.
There's scoreboard they've turned over, 12 ends. Queensland's leading 14-5. So.
And it was 7-5 after 7. So they are motoring along, these Queenslanders. Really impressive.
Yeah, and these are the little statistical things that we talk about there that is growing those margins. So they've kept the opposition down to without scoring, and they've picked up 7 shots. So it's all about growing that pressure and growing that margin, because yes, you can do pressure on the green and that, but it's that scoreboard pressure because they look up, see the score. Oh, we've got to get back into this. So they start maybe chasing shots.
Is this something that you talk to them about? Like, do you get a scorecard from them and you sort of go through these patterns with them?
Yeah, I'll make little notes there when I'm on the sideline, like against Victoria at the weekend. The guys there, they dropped off in their noise levels and they fell behind. Victoria got out from a 49-40 lead. And then we spoke about it after the game because I was so proud of the guys coming back, because we actually scored 19 shots to 8 shots.
Yep.
So we outscored them in that last run to the home post sort of thing. So those little areas, you talk to them, they can take a lot of confidence out of it. And they know that there's someone on the sidelines watching and working out and analysing how they're going. So
yeah, love it.
That's all part of it there, and I do look at the scorecards and look at any ebbs and flows in the games as well. So without giving away too many secrets.
Fair enough. You don't want to give away. You got the Nationals coming up. You've got to keep all your cards very close to your chest.
Oh yes.
And then maybe
right.
afterwards we can get the Bill Cornell's coaching manual.
So it's it's a lot of areas, and it's common sense stuff there that you talk to them about. We just lose our way at times because being human beings. But if you can keep everything very, very simple along the way, it becomes simpler for the players. So if we can break that down, and when I talk to them, break it down into the simple terms in there, and it is, when you look at it, it is simple. We just make it very difficult at times. But, when the players are out in the greens in the heat of battle, they lose that from time to time. They just need to be refreshed along those ways there, because when you're out there battling away, the players not noticing it. See, with the Victorians here at the moment, they're going through trying to score. The Queensland boys are going all right. It's just a matter of the Vics should probably get in the middle of the green there and just slow the game up and have a bit of a chat. Let's see if we can change something around.
It's all tactics, and it's there's so many little things that you can do. Absolutely, and that's where this sport is so good. There isn't, you can keep things simple, but you've also got to play to your strengths as well.
Yeah.
And it's what we've seen. In the last match, especially, we saw that, Chanel and Jasmine would be used to playing longer matches, and they'd be used to playing 18M pairs with a 2-hour 15 time limit. But they stayed methodical. They didn't try and rush things. And it's probably why they were able to come back and force a tie to finish the match.
Yeah, and you've got to have that clear process in place. And they've probably discussed it going through the programs and everything like that with their state, of course. How do we deal with these situations? Looking at that, I think Josh might be under pressure again. I think Trent might have got the shot.
Josh Leszczynski got the jack, followed it through.
Yeah.
Is that the little catalyst that they need?
And Trent Brehmer, he's just doing a little bit of clean up from the leaves that's been blowing on with the wind onto the green. Refocuses again.
It's a pretty good looking bowl here.
Yeah, line looks good. Is he going to come in enough?
Enough for shot.
He has to.
Lovely bowl.
That
Good
is...
shot.
He's just found the answers time and time again.
He's bowling very well.
Yeah, no, Trent is playing very well. He's controlling the team. Young Thomas, his brother's leading up pretty good, and Todd's in the middle. He's just helping out along the way too, and going all right. So they're combining quite well together. So.
10-minute warning given. And one more to Queensland. They've won 6 ends in a row. Margin is at, all of a sudden, 10 shots. Quite unbelievable what they've been able to do. From being 3-2 down, they've literally lost 2 ends since that. And they are just buzzing towards the line. There's 10 minutes to go. We've got 3 ends to play. Probably only get through maybe 2 more ends. We'll probably fall 1 short.
Yeah, but think about that. Yeah, that 2 ends to go.
But yeah, in terms of time limit, they're 10 behind with a maximum of 6. So only a full count will probably do here for Victoria. To start trying to make big totals. They cannot afford to be short.
And that's where that pressure starts to build. If you drop 1 short, then it's, And then I say, I can't drop it short again. Then they overcorrect. So it is very interesting how the mind works at times.
So 2 short bowls here for Queensland for Thomas Brehmer. Jacob Cartwright has an opportunity to really pounce.
Changed hands. He's gone over onto his forehand side.
Has he got the legs here, Jacob Cartwright? He's got those 2 wing bowls. Got the weight pretty much spot on. Just didn't correct the line.
And shot.
There's the one past. So, again, they just can't afford to be short. They need a full count here if they are any chance. They're 10 behind. And even then, they'd need a 4 after that to tie it.
Oh, this is a good bowl.
Yeah, this is a good shot.
Okay, they're back. Just too little, too late.
Todd's come down on his backhand there to look at sitting the bowl or trailing the jack. Got another one up in the area there for Trent when he comes down. Pairs match there too. It's quite close now, the Queensland-Victorian match. I remember saying to you, Val, there that the score was about 7-0 down or something like that. Riley and Bruce, they've actually hit the front, 13-12 now.
Unbelievable. Against Jacob Brighton for Victoria. We saw him get through to the second round of the Australian Indoor Championships.
Yes.
Very handy bowler from Moama. Riley Garrick, though, he's an Australian Open Junior Boys champion.
Oh, a nice bowl.
Jacob's got one there too. So Henry possibly could be holding 2 there for Victoria, which would help Josh a lot. Trent's playing a bit of weight now down on his backhand.
Try and remove both.
Can he get it? Trent Brehmer.
Gets one.
Very
one
close. Very close. Josh Leszczynski now trying to get any sort of momentum back. We've got 6 minutes, so we'll definitely get the next end in. Josh Leszczynski just going to crash.
Todd's calling Trent to play down on the backhand, landing bowls or even pushing his own bowl up through. Probably the right sort of weight, but he was just a little bit under the line.
Oh, the Vics get the mat for the last end.
5 minutes left. 1 to Victoria. They end a run of 6 losses or 6 end losses in a row. 15-6, but probably only have this one end to play with 4 minutes left. Jack hasn't quite been rolled. I dare say that this will be the concluding end of this clash. Queensland, they are home and hosed unless we start just rocketing through these bowls, which I doubt will happen.
I don't think so, Val. I think this will definitely be the last end. Victoria just needs to get a couple here just to save face.
Well, it's more about not saving face, Peter. I think it's you finish on the end on a positive note going into the next game, but also in a competition this long and margins do come into it. If you can pick up that 1 or 2 shots there, if you are getting beat, you never not will happen because the competition is over 8 rounds.
Yes.
So if you do lose a game, you still got 7 rounds. If you have 7 wins, you're still going to be up there in the mix. You wouldn't think a side will go through and win the whole 8 games. So
never happens.
So best to try and get 1 or 2 shots back if they can. But young Thomas has played a good one. He's going to have a say in that.
He has.
Say no, he wants Queensland to score.
Because Queensland, even though they're up 15-6, they want those extra shots as well.
Yep.
Anything extra you can get could be very beneficial.
Now the Queensland triples gelled very well in this game.
Yes, they have.
They really have.
It's been a pleasure to watch them the way that they've been playing this one.
Next match set to start at, I believe, 2:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard.
And then that goes for an hour and a half, which would go through to 4:15. It's a good shot from Todd Brain.
Yeah, great bowl, Todd.
Just to whack it in there now.
Take him out. Call's been done. He's winding up.
He's going to let loose.
Knocks his own away. So 4:15 scheduled finish today.
Todd's trying to add another one in just to run a bit more pressure on to Josh for his last 2 bowls.
Yep, and he's done that.
And he has.
And he's finished right on the line too, so he hasn't set a target as well.
No, he's made it harder to hit, so he'd be very happy with that.
They should be really proud of how they've played Queensland. They were tested early, but they've done a beautiful job in finishing this one off.
Josh is winding up. He's going to play weight.
Yep.
He's hit Todd's last bowl. That was a counter, but on the line there, that protected the head.
Okay, bowlers, that's time for this game, so just finish the end that you're on.
He wants another one in without fattening the head.
Yeah, that's it.
Time has been called, so 2 more bowls to come, or 3 more bowls to come. And then that'll do us here for this match. So Queensland will win, just a matter of what the margin will be in the end.
Trying to play a bit of a blocker here, I think.
Yep.
He's done it pretty successfully too.
So there's a man in Queensland nicknamed Blocker, Stephen de Jong.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
Blocker, yes. No blocker.
He's a laugh blocker. I hope if he's listening, good afternoon, and that'll do. Just a bit of frustration there for Josh Leszczynski. And they'll shake hands, I think. No,
Trent's got 1 bowl to come, so...
he wants to add.
Yep.
We'll try and add a counter.
Yeah. I thought he was walking up to shake hands, but no, he's come back. I thought, why not? You've got plenty of room. That's what he's doing.
But if he hits a foot on, a couple of feet on, you can bring it to 4.
Yeah, correct, Peter. Yeah, he can just lay the bowl down onto the jack and move it out there, and Thomas's bowl would come into it.
And that will do. That is a 2 to Queensland. They take it 17-6 in the end. They were absolutely supreme. Thomas Bremer, Todd Brain, and Trent Bremer. Brilliantly done. Jacob Cartwright, Henry Boswood, and Josh Leszczynski. Valiant in defeat, but just a bit of frustration. But Queensland were just a class above in this hour and a half. Bill Cornells, it was an absolute pleasure having you as part of Ringside Live. So thank you very much for joining me.
No, it was a pleasure, and thanks for the invitation to do a bit of commentary there with this event. So much appreciated.
Absolutely no problems at all. And Peter Williams, we'll see you in about 15 minutes' time.
No, you won't, because I'm heading off to...
Oh, the roster says something very different here.
Yes, I've swapped out.
Ah, right, okay.
I'm driving to Stall now.
Well, that's fair enough. You're allowed to do that.
I'll see you.
Well, see you soon.
Day next.
Yeah, well, have safe travels, Peter.
Well, that'll do for today or for this session. We'll see you in about 15 minutes for the Fours clash between New South Wales and South Australia.